Philip Matthews and Associates. It's a beautiful day here in Kingston, about 2 degrees C, wind out of the west at 22 kilometers per hour. So it should play a factor. The wind is basically blowing from right to left on your screen. And you can see the flags at the top of the pole blowing quite briskly. Should be a very spirited match. RMC had a bit of a tough one at the beginning of the tournament, losing to UBC, whereas Concordia had a really well-fought match against the host Queen's Gaels. So it should be a very spirited match today.
That's where the 4-5 matchup is so tough on that first day, because they're so tight in seeding that you know it's going to be close and somebody's going to end up going into the consolation bracket and someone's going to the championship bracket. Obviously for Queens fans, very excited for them to be able to go into the championship bracket on their home field, and for Concordia, still lots to play for on this consolation side, and I'm sure they'll be playing against a spirited fan base, given RMC can, you know, essentially call this field home as well.
Indeed, and we're just about to kick off here. RMC will be kicking in the white kit. Beautiful start to the match.
RMC opted to go for nice and deep on Concordia versus contesting in the air.
Concordia doing a decent job of recycling, looking like they're going to put the ball down the field using the wind to their advantage.
That was a big left boot by Concordia. Holy smokes.
Lots of advantage gained there in terms of territory.
Concordia with a great defensive line, making a tackle behind the gain line.
Oh, spilled forward, looks like. And we're going to have our first scrum of the game.
As we saw on day one, a lot of games were being won and lost by scrums, so it'll be interesting to see how RMC and the Stingers match up today.
Yeah, agreed. I mean, you'd like to see handling a little better, especially early on, but I'm sure there's a little bit of nerves, you know, playing in this semifinal match.
Probably some cold too.
Yeah, it is a little chilly out there. I actually walked here, and it was quite brisk.
I'm sure every rugby player in Canada listening in has played in these types of frigid conditions.
As a friend of mine likes to say, this is Scottish picnic weather, right? All we need is the rain slashing sideways.
Referee taking their time on that very first scrum of the game, wanting to make sure everything is nice and set and stable.
Yeah, it really does set the tone for the match, right? The first scrum.
Oh, and there it is.
Yeah, early engagement. The Stingers are off and running. Oh, spilled the ball forward. Advantage being played.
And stolen. There we go. And the fan base knows no advantage.
There's always one in the crowd, isn't there, that like to make their voice heard?
Absolutely.
Usually that's me.
Aha!
It's amazing how well you can see from 30 meters away. That was a knock-on, sir.
Absolutely. It's funny when you think of basketball, 5v5, and they have 3 referees on the court, and here we are, 15v15. You got 1 in the middle and 2 ARs on the side, and that's it.
It is a rather unique match and a unique game in that respect.
Absolutely.
A little bit of pressure on the loose head side, sorry, for RMC.
Yeah.
Hopefully we can get this stabilized and actually get the ball put in this time.
Saw a significant amount of movement on that engage as well.
Yes. Looks like a decent feed. See, you'd like to run from inside their 22 and then touch is found.
RMC perhaps a little bit worried about the primary kicker there getting too much pressure by their defensive 7 and 10, opting to move the ball and kick it straight out.
Well contested. Knock on playing advantage here.
Nice movement of the ball by Concordia.
Yeah, they recycle the ball quite well.
Yeah, going all the way to the edge right now.
And we have a knock on.
Player down on the Concordia side. Haven't quite seen the number yet. A little bit of a break in play. Looks like there's an RMC player down as well on the left-hand side of your screen.
It's number 13, Nathan Biggs.
Both teams here getting an early opportunity to recompose after quite a few knock-ons and a little bit of unsettling play in the early 5 minutes here. You can see both teams having a chat.
It's good to to take the opportunity, right? Once you've had a break in play, just to maybe reassess where you are.
Absolutely.
Get an opportunity to see which tactics might work better.
Sometimes just to bring everyone in and say, hey guys, we got this.
Yep, get the nerves out for sure. This is the scrum put into RMC. Did a decent scrum in the last engagement. We're able to get clean ball out of the back.
Concordia really playing tight on defense right now, trying to match up with RMC. They're likely going to come up really hard and then push out. Big scrum by Concordia, putting under pressure, but RMC gets it out.
RMC made the gain line here, but 10 meters gained. Little indecision. Looks like we got an obstruction.
Ruck already formed. Oh, crossing.
Yep. He's opted to take a shot at post here.
Good for Concordia, trying to get those early points on the board. Getting up 3-0 would certainly settle the nerves at this point.
Yeah, always good to keep the scoreboard ticking over, right?
Absolutely.
Yep.
No team at this point is exerting enough pressure to, kick again for the corner or call for a scrum. So it's a really good call by their on-field leadership.
About a 38-meter kick, almost straight in front of the posts. And given the strength of the wind, should be fairly straightforward.
Number 24, Arthur Duchapeau. He's from Barcelona, Spain, and it's his first year with Concordia.
Well struck, and Concordia break the goose eggs.
Great kick by number 24, Arthur Duchapeau.
3-0 Concordia over RMC.
Be interesting to see how much Concordia kicks in this game. They've already had a big long ball down the field, a nice big long penalty kick for 3 while they still have the wind.
Well, they certainly are taking advantage of that,
Nice.
of the weather. Wow, well taken.
Great recovery by number 15, RMC, after that nice high kick by the second row.
RMC coming back to the near side.
Winning the point of contact on that nice tip ball as well.
It's always good to make the gain line.
Here's another one going through a double tackle.
Concordia have numbers out wide. This is a 50-50 ball. Referee says it went backwards off of Concordia.
And a big counter ruck by RMC, and Concordia not releasing.
Yeah, that was well contested by RMC on that one. They have a big pack, and they certainly know how to use it.
Absolutely. Let's see what RMC decides to do here. Going for the scrum.
This is a very interesting turn of events, I believe. They've had some, I would say, reasonable scrummaging so far.
It's a big call early in the game for sure.
Well, we'll see if they have the horses to dominate here.
At a penalty, you can tap and go. You can call for a scrum. You can kick to try to go for a line out or go for those 3 points. And here, RMC going for a scrum, and it's gone down with no advantage either way.
I think they were very fortunate to avoid a penalty on that one. It looked like the front row collapsed on the loose head side.
Yeah, loose head losing their feet a bit there. The referee's saying exactly what you did.
I may not have played in the front row, but I have two sons who play in the front row, so I've learned a lot.
There you go. Really good body position by RMC here. Scrum came up a bit, now nice and low.
It's a much better platform this time.
There it is.
And there's the penalty
RMC
advantage.
making a good choice. 10 with the show and go.
Oh, he spilled it forward. Okay.
What did they do here, Todd? They call for another scrum?
They may do. Mind you, if you look at the size of number 5, I think I would be going to the corner and taking the line out. Number 5, Adam Beaupre, is a rather large fellow.
Yeah, hopefully they can take advantage of his height in the line out, likely going for a maul with the amount of individuals that they've brought in.
And they go to
and they can't get a clean ball.
RMC recycle.
They really
Loose
like that
pass.
They really like that tip ball, but unfortunately didn't go to hand that time.
No. RMC have maintained and retained possession. Scrum has a little late getting there.
And a big opening with nobody in the post position off that right-hand side ruck.
Oh. That's one way to take the pass. Knock it off your head.
Unfortunately, the individual that caught the ball there was in front of the knock-on, therefore it's a penalty. And Concordia opt to go quickly, seeing an opening on the outside.
Oh, that's well played.
Beautiful kick ahead. Can they get the pressure on?
Just outside the 22. RMC retained possession. Kick downfield about 10 meters.
That type of kick is really not what you want when you're on the back foot.
No, it needed to be about 20 meters higher or longer.
Concordia moving the ball now, trying to release their backs, and a knock-on with RMC on the outside.
And he's into touch. Number 15 just pausing to pet the puppy on the sidelines before going back to his position. Looks like we're going back for the initial knock-on. So referee determined advantage was not gained here, so he goes back for a scrum.
Another scrum is not a bad thing for RMC after what they showed at the other end of the field.
No, they certainly cleaned up their act on the second scrum inside 5.
Concordia this time putting pressure on.
And referee Peter Pender has blown this up. Looks like we're going to have a restart here. Another scrum. Possession still with RMC.
Not uncommon for teams once they have really, really powerful scrums. Then on the next scrum a few minutes later, just not quite getting the body position right and giving it up a little bit to Concordia there.
Yeah, you saw the early engagement too, which I think they certainly threw off their timing.
Referee not happy with the setup there. They're going to reset the scrum.
This is a good attacking position here, 15 meters from the sideline. Certainly see the number 8 picking up and going to the blind side.
Yeah, they have lots of options, especially with the field position. Are they going to kick it? Concordia still has to play, you know, good solid defense on any type of running ball. And there's a penalty. What's RMC going to do here? Likely pick for touch, get some valuable meters.
One thing that we've seen in this tournament so far is the inability for teams to find touch. And RMC does find touch here, just past the midfield stripe. Okay, they've decided, let's just keep it simple. Line up on midfield.
Yeah, there you go. Full line out by RMC here, all 7 in with the hooker throwing.
Oh, that didn't look straight.
Advantage to Concordia after the RMC knock-on. Concordia likes that little tip pass as well once they hit a forward running on.
They make the gain line quite nicely on most opportunities. A little scrappy here.
Both teams are coming up really well on the defensive line, making those tackles behind the gain line. Going for the 50-22. Nope. Bounce doesn't quite go out. Good recovery by the winger from RMC, number 11.
I think he drove him a little bit too far past the ruck on that one.
Tackling an individual without the ball outside of the ruck.
Bit of an undisciplined play there by number 6, Thomas Bruckner. Very curious from Concordia here, looking like they're going to the corner. Concordia did have quite a bit of success against Queens in the last game with the line out inside 5 meters. Their ability to get the ball in cleanly on the line out and set up the maul was quite impressive, actually.
This will be a really first attacking opportunity from Concordia inside the 22 offset piece.
Looks like they've gone with a 6-man line out here. An early lift from RMC. I believe the referee has called that. Yep, so this is a free kick.
They opt to go for the tap. And a big tackle by RMC. Concordia managed the offload.
Okay.
Looks like it's going to be hands in the ruck or not rolling away. Hands in the ruck. Once there is an engagement over the ball, you can't put your hands in the ruck to try to get the ball. It's a fine, fine line. Sometimes you think you're simultaneous, but if you hear the ref call hands off, get off the ball.
They opt for the quick penalty. Concordia 2 meters from the line, they crash over.
Nope, and they get it.
And a try scored.
Concordia's first visit, I believe, into the 22, and they walk away with points.
Very impressive. Wasn't sure who actually had their hands on the ball to dot that down. Well, Concordia have looked very good so far in the first half.
Yeah, luckily a little bit more organized right now than RMC.
That was one of the things that I noticed watching RMC in the first match. Their defense gets a little scrambly by times.
Lots of spunk from RMC. They were coming off the line really hard. When they got those one-on-one situations, they were there. In this case, Concordia took advantage of that little tip, penalty, and then off they went.
There's no question that RMC are a very plucky side, you know, and they hit hard, they run fast. Nicely struck.
Arthur Duchafaux, number 24, again, hit the penalty earlier in the game, and now 1 for 1 on his conversions.
So Concordia now lead 10 points to 0.
Let's see if RMC opts to go high and short again. They were able to recover that last one, last kickoff. They've had 1 long one, 1 short one. Let's see what the lock here does. Gotta love seeing forwards showing off their skills. that they aren't always known for. Great high kick, totally contestable, and
Well
they recover it
taken.
again.
Wow, that was a well taken ball.
Same player as last time, number 15. Really good aerial skills to be able to get that at the top point in the air. Concordia looks like they have their hands on the ball. Note release. And another little tip ball after hitting that forward.
The loose pass. Unfortunately, it's turned the ball over for Concordia.
Concordia has it. They're going to try to move it. Perhaps going for that 50-22 new law again, and it's out.
And they
Is that
have
Concordia's ball, or did it go out
No,
before?
it's-
That new law, the global law trials, the 50-22. Concordia kicked from behind their 50-meter line. It bounced in and went out after the 22, and therefore is Concordia's ball in a line out.
really does encourage an attacking brand of rugby, and certainly like to see that.
Absolutely pulls people out of the defensive line to have to go back to make sure individuals don't get it out, and a steal by RMC.
Another early lift though. The front pod had lifted about a second before the ball was actually released.
Half-arm penalty, and people are getting a little cheeky now. Both teams running in, calming tempers.
Always like the European commentators, it's all handbags.
Referee looks like he's going to have a chat here after that little situation.
One of the unique things about rugby, the referee is usually very involved in terms of go and have a chat with your people. You know.
Looks like the captain for RMC is number 4, Braden Gray, and from Concordia seems to be Aidan McMullen.
So the options here, they could going to go with a quick tap. Missed tackle there.
Really quick ball from Concordia. Really clean ruck, getting right over the ball, and the 9's right there.
They're recycling the ball well.
Is that no try? Need a signal from the referee. Full arm penalty. Looks like not rolling away by RMC. He's going to have another chat with the captain.
Yeah, repeated transgressions here, especially inside 5 meters. Somebody could be ending up in the sin bin.
Absolutely. This is what they call the red zone. You don't want penalties when somebody is attacking multiple times within that area to score. The referee might have to go to his pocket if there's another infringement after this long chat. Given Braden Gray an opportunity to chat with his team. He may or may not be repeating what the ref said or just saying something completely different, and whatever he needs to say. Good leadership by him by asking to talk with the men on the field.
Concordia again opting for a quick penalty. This time they go to the left. Oh, he's made the breakthrough.
Right through.
I think that's held up. It was held up in the tackle. We'll be seeing a... Yes, it was held up. So this will be a line out, a goal line dropout.
Goal line dropout, another new law in the global law trials. Used to be a scrum. Now they have to drop kick from the goal line and must go 5 meters. Defense can be back 5 meters. Really big change to the game, but lots of more opportunities to play with ball in hand. Good take by the winger from Concordia. Bobbled out of the ruck, but
nice offload there. Again, Concordia making the gain line.
And penalty the other way for RMC.
I think they were off their feet there.
Looks like referee's going to have a chat with Concordia this time.
Things are just getting a little bit too scrappy.
Good job by the referee trying to get control of the game again. It's been a little bit stop-start because of the penalties and the messiness, so hopefully this allows the teams to clean it up.
He's going to the pocket here, and he's issued a yellow card.
Oh, give us the referee hand signal. Didn't see what it was for.
I believe that was prop, Victor Dion. Will serve, It's a 30-minute match. So normally it's 10. So how much would it be here?
That's a good question. Usually a 60-minute match, I think it's still 10.
Still 10 minutes.
I believe so. We'll get confirmation from the technical group after that.
So Concordia now will play a man down, play 14v15 for the next 10 minutes, or
RMC's kicks to touch really aren't gaining them enough meters for a completely uncontested kick from hand.
that wind is playing a factor, though.
Absolutely.
Not a well-thrown ball. I don't believe that was straight. The referee will be coming back here. Yes, it's not straight.
Concordia now likely to walk to everything as they try to run out the clock on their yellow card. Little things that you can do within the game. Try to give your team an advantage when you're a man down.
They'll be going to a line out here because they are down a front row player.
They didn't have to change the front. They didn't have to bring in a front row right away. They could have waited for the first scrum while the individual was out, but they opted to bring them in right away. And a good quick line out by Concordia, but unfortunately time was not back on yet.
Substitute brought on number 17, Marcus Kozicki. Take over the front row duties.
Must have 3 replacement front rows, or else we go to uncontested.
Referee hadn't whistled time in, I don't believe, so we're going to do this all over again. Concordia opting for the 4-man lineout. Well taken. Looks like RMC have turned that over. Yes, they have.
Good for RMC.
Referee's blown his whistle. He's called a knock-on.
You can really hear the crowd getting into it now. There wasn't as much chatter in previous whistles.
I think he's turned this into a penalty. Originally, he'd signaled that there was a knock-on.
And you know what? We finally saw the number of the original try scorer for Concordia, Jean-Christophe Vinette from Lorraine, Quebec, number 11.
So 6 minutes left to play in the first half here. Concordia up 10-0. And Concordia man down for the next 7-8 minutes.
60-minute games, you really have to be smart with substitutions. Don't want to give people too little time. It's tough to get in the flow sometimes. Your natural internal clock for 80-minute games is a little bit off as a head coach. Got to be conscious of more games too. And Sunday, 3 games in 5 days is really tough on the body, especially on turf. Ref not happy. Not sure we've had any.
They take the quick tap here. Concordia making the gain line. I believe he spilled that forward. Yes, he has. RMC counter back.
And they're going. They have an overlap. Can't quite get the ball cleanly, but it is on the left-hand sideline for RMC. There's a whistle on the field and another little tussle.
The AR looks like he's signaling for foul play here, but not entirely certain just yet.
You're right, the referee has their flag out. So the AR putting their flag out is a signal to the referee that they've seen something. Time should go off and they should be having a chat here. In this instance, the AR is telling the referee what they saw. Sometimes the referee is looking for confirmation what they saw, and then a decision is likely made together.
And the referee is signaling to the Concordia captain.
Penalty for a high tackle.
RMC opt to put it down the pitch. Try to get a little closer to the 22.
Slightly better on the kicking for touch, I would say. Looks like the referee's flag doesn't have as much wind in it as before, so that might have helped. Let's see what RMC does here. Good attacking ball. Full line out. Long ball. And they're going into a maul. Not surprising with the full line out going to the back. They really need to keep the pressure on.
Still
Looks
the
like
same. Same maul though.
And an advantage for pulling down the maul by Concordia. RMC has a freebie here. Let's see what they do. Good hands by number 15, but really good defensive pressure by Concordia by coming up. And they're going back to the penalty for an offside. Interesting they didn't go back to the original advantage. Probably seemed a better field position. And they're going to go for some points on the board.
Concordia were up quite rapidly on that one, and it did seem that they were just a little bit too zealous there.
Yeah. Interesting call by RMC. There's a man in the bin from Concordia opting to go for the point, slow things down when they had momentum. 2 penalties in a row there on that phase play.
I think they're just trying to get some points on the board prior to halftime.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that. Only 3 minutes left in the half.
Because they will receive the ball should this kick go through. They receive the ball in the kickoff. And they've been handling those fairly well so far.
What a great opportunity for RMC to play in front of a home crowd during the Canadian University Men's Rugby Championship. The ball is live off a penalty kick, so that's why RMC players are ready in case the ball doesn't go through the uprights.
Well struck. RMC are on the board.
Really big kick there from RMC. You see he has a lot of leg on that. Probably a penalty, 15 meters back, and it looks like he could still slot it. Imagine once they have the win in the second half, if they get penalties within their half. I put my money on that kicker to put it through the posts.
Agreed. Both 2 minutes or so to go. Concordia now up 10-3 over RMC.
Likely going to put it up. Yep, contestable, want to get the ball. Just a little bit long for Concordia for it to be contestable.
Little accidental obstruction there.
Interesting if it was accidental or not. Wouldn't be the first time players slightly get in the way as somebody's catching the ball. You definitely want to protect the individual that's catching the ball. Unfortunately, they're only protected if they're in the air. Really good attacking position here for Concordia with only a minute and a half. Another visit into the 22 with the scrum. Let's see if we can get a stable scrum and the ball all the way through the channel and out the back.
Well, given the way RMC has been dominating in the scrum off and on, this is an opportunity, I think, to put some pressure here.
Really not stable there. You can see all the bodies moving. Concordia holding their own. RMC's down. They're going to have a lack of defensive players going up.
Oh, that ball's knocked forward.
The tough option going to that short line runner that was already covered defensively. Going out the back would have had an overlap.
You need to be quite accurate when offloading the ball close like that.
Absolutely.
RMC have opted for the scrum here, obviously. These scrums have been contentious so far. Not the most stable.
Not the most stable. Players going down, or referee calling for a free kick or a penalty. See if RMC can hold a nice stable scrum. I do believe that they've been slightly advantaged. A little bit of a sideways scrum, but still nice and strong. Everybody stayed on their feet, and another big kick again. RMC moving the ball.
Putting number 11 under pressure. They have him held up.
Definitely looked like the kick was going to go further than it did. It must have caught the wind in the air and going back inside, trying to exploit.
Nice little inside ball, but unfortunately that was a forward pass.
The old Gregan after a famous Australian scrum half.
George Gregan was quite a remarkable player.
Absolutely. Did lots of fun stuff like that around the ruck, trying to attract the post player. Sometimes people call them ones or A's. Gotta love seeing play like that. Individuals trying things, showing off their skills and their creativity. A little bit of a blindside here for RMC to work with.
This is probably the last play of the first half here.
Gonna get another Scable scrum. There we go. There's a good scrum. Oh, got to get that ball out quickly. Concordia recovered. Started with a really stable scrum, and then Concordia came flying once they realized that RMC wasn't taking the ball out. Good job. Good recognition by the Concordia scrum by recognizing that they had an opportunity to push. Are they going to go for points?
I think they're going to put this down in the corner.
Why not? Had relatively good success when they get in that true red zone, kind of that 10 meters out from the line.
That was a well struck ball. It's 6 meters from RMC's try line here.
Referee just having a little bit of a chat there.
Going with a 4-man line here. Oh, sorry, it was 6.
That was caught outside of the 15, it looked, but
he's looking.
The referee's letting it go.
Referee says held up.
Wow, good job by RMC preventing those points before the end of the half. That would have been a huge confidence boost for Concordia to go into the half with. He's going to check with his AR, though. Maybe the AR had a better vantage point.
Yeah, he did seem to be a little out of position on that as the ball went down.
He might be giving it.
He's awarded the try.
Good job for the AR that if they see it, that they communicate that to the referees. That's the exact reason why there's assistant referees in matches like this, to have different vantage points so they can see if the ball touches just one blade of grass. That's all it needs in order to be called a try with downward pressure.
Try score was number 20, Cam Poe.
It's from Ottawa, Ontario, where I flew into yesterday.
My hometown.
There you go. Drove to my mom's farm and then took the train from Cornwall this morning. Always nice to get back out east. Did my MBA here at Queen's, but my original alma mater is McGill, so obviously torn.
Well struck, and it's through.
Great kicks. You know what? Surprising they didn't go for that penalty kick, which was around that same spot where the individual is kicking on, but they made an even better choice. Ended up getting 7 points going into the half.
Okay, so it's halftime. Where are we at score-wise?
It's a good question. We can't see the score in the top. 15-3.
15-3. Concordia lead 15-3 at the halftime. Just a reminder, this match is brought to you by Tullett Matthews and Associates. And also, don't forget, go and get some refreshment at the Langara Pub on site. We'll be back for the second half.
When kids in need are given the chance to play sports, what you're really equipping us for is life. Support the future of your community. Support Jumpstart. Because we all play for Canada.
The most successful people in life share one thing in common.
They all put themselves in a position to thrive.
Surrounded by people who challenge them to think bigger.
And communities that support them at every turn.
In the classroom.
And way outside of it.
If you want to set yourself up for success.
If you want to give yourself the tools to achieve any goal.
There's no better place to begin than Queen's.
We challenge.
We support.
You succeed.
You'll be great, no matter where you go.
But your greatest story starts right here. When kids in need are given the chance to play sports, what you're really equipping us for is life. Support the future of your community. Support Jumpstart. Because we all play for Canada.
Welcome back to the 2021 Toronto Arrows Canadian University Men's Championship. Presented by Lougheed Wealth Management, Raymond James. This match between the Concordia Stingers and RMC Paladin is brought to you by Tollett Matthews and Associates. Score at the half is Concordia 17, RMC 3. Oh, ball's hung up on the restart.
Concordia that time opted to go really high in the air. You saw the wind catch it, and they recovered after a knock-on from RMC.
Referee doesn't look like he's playing advantage here. He is now. Concordia moving the ball down the
Big
back
amount of
line.
energy from Concordia out of the half. Unfortunately, a forward pass trying to hit the edge.
Referee's called a penalty here.
Looks like
Offside.
Offside by RMC. That was an incredible amount of pressure from Concordia, multiple phases.
And as you can see with the restart, the wind is wreaking havoc with balls in the air. So Concordia decide to take a quick penalty. Attacking the far side. RMC have stolen possession. Rather untidy ball here. Ooh, that was not a good kick.
It's tough to do a right-footed kick when passing right to left as well. Concordia recovers, still has really good field position.
And they're attacking the gain line quite readily. Wonderful tackle in midfield there.
RMC not contesting the ruck at all, trying to get off the line on defense.
Little grubber
Little
through.
nudge through. Does he go out? No, ball stayed in.
Concordia looking to recycle the ball here.
Broke through a few
And the try
tackles and a big
scored.
reach. Number 20, Cameron Powell, the lock from Ottawa, Ontario.
Puts Concordia up now 22-3 early in the second half. Conversion to come. That was well recycled there. The little nudge through, retention of the ball inside inside 15.
That was really good aggressive play by Concordia, constantly keeping RMC on the back foot, not letting them get organized on defense. Breaks through 1, 2, 3 tackles. Nice dive for the line there.
There's a nice individual play by Cameron Powell. Looks like he's just inside the 15 meter mark here, but 23 meters out.
Arthur Duchafaux stepping up again for another conversion, playing in the centers from Barcelona, Spain in his first year with Concordia. Head coaches for Concordia, John Lavery, assisted by David McLeod and Bortis Witzman. They'll be happy, really happy with the way Concordia has come out. RMC as they get reorganized.
Looks like it's on the way, and it just drifts to the left.
That wind likely playing a factor off the tee. RMC coming back to the line. RMC head coach Sean McDonough, assistant coaches Beth Bartz, David Harries, Michael Bloor, Les Davidson, and Matt Sinisak.
You can see the wind is really picked up here in the second half. Flags are waving madly here. Certainly played a factor on that conversion attempt.
A little bit low, goes off the Concordia hands, and RMC ends up recovering it. Oh, unclear. No, Concordia got it back. Looks like there was a knock on.
It looked like it went through two sets of hands there. Concordia's first, and then an RMC player.
See if Concordia plays with that same aggressiveness.
Oh, he's not held in the tackle.
And he keeps going.
Concordia looking
Lots
to make a
of space,
break.
Lots of space out here on the right wing.
Referee was playing advantage there. He's going back for a high tackle. So Concordia would probably be looking for touch here, just to gain some meters. Ooh, he's ahead of the kicker on that one, but he's found touch. This will be Concordia's line out, but 45 meters from RMC's try line.
You can hear the crowd there cheering RMC, trying to get some energy back for them.
All well taken, stolen off the line out.
Big line out with that big run, with the overthrow.
The hooker Matt Young making steady gains. Unfortunately, being caught behind the gain line here.
Concordia looking to come up really fast here.
Oh, and an intercept. I don't think they're going to catch him. Number 13.
Number 13, Aiden McMullen, Concordia's captain. He came flying off once the 9 picked up the ball. You could really see the aggressiveness of Concordia on the line, that they were going to come out firing.
Yeah, the scrum half there, unfortunately, was just a little slow moving that ball. I believe he was onside. Actually, it was number 15, Glenn Butler. Was too slow moving that ball and just didn't see the Concordia player. It was in perfect position to intercept that.
Absolutely. As a coach, when you're asking your players to come off the line and continue to close the gate, even past the ball carrier, that's exactly what can happen. Number 13, Aiden McMullen, going for a long run there. Really good start by Concordia. John Lavery will be really happy.
His side now up 27-3, with plenty of time still to play here in the second half. About the same position as the last conversion attempt, which drifted to the left.
You can see those flags from right to left across your screen, the top of the goalposts.
That's better struck. Looks like it's coming back, and it's through.
Good job by the kicker adjusting from his last kick.
Concordia now up 29-3 over RMC. That was a well-struck ball. It can be very difficult to kick on this pitch, especially when the wind blows.
RMC has the wind here. It would be interesting to see if they try to go long or high and short again and get another recover. Decide to go a little bit long, using the wind to their advantage. Going to try to put some defensive pressure on.
Tackling, unfortunately, has left something to be desired on RMC's part here.
Getting a long run after kickoff can be really demoralizing as a defensive team.
Concordia have been very, very adept at making the gain line. Nice offload
really
here.
Good job going from the 15-meter channel to 15-meter channel. A regular place kicker going for a run and a nice little grubber through. Good pressure by the flanker.
Ooh, that was charged down. Oh, unfortunately knocked on there by Concordia.
When the ball is charged down, it is live.
And everybody's onside.
Absolutely. One of my favorite laws of the game.
So this will be a scrum inside the 22 to RMC. Referee going over to have a chat with Zayardo. It looks like they've potentially seen some foul play.
Concordia really building momentum in the first 8 or so minutes of the second half.
Well, they've certainly been full value, even while playing a man down. The referee's coming back to have a chat with RMC here. Not sure whether, yep, he's going to the pocket.
RMC fans not happy about it.
Yellow card for a late hit on that grubber through from number 24.
Number 24, indeed. Showing a lot of really good skill after the shuffle. Hopefully I'm pronouncing his name correctly. And they're going to use the momentum, kick for the corner.
It's a pretty significant loss for RMC.
About 7 or 8 meters out.
I believe that that was Glenn Butler who was sent to the bin. He's had a pretty decent game so far.
Regulations for this competition. Athletes this year, 26-year-olds as of January 1st. Normally it's 25, but with COVID last year, missing out a year, allowing those athletes that missed out last year on their last year to continue to participate.
Oh, Concordia down at 1 meter from goal. And the maul's held up. This will be RMC's put in 5 meters from the line.
No obligation to release the ball carrier in a maul. RMC comes out with it. Brought in by Concordia. Scrum RMC.
Yeah, that maul was well set up. Unfortunately, Concordia kind of lost the momentum there, and RMC really picked up their defense.
Yeah, I imagine that flanker was saying that he wasn't being given an opportunity to place the ball, but he doesn't have that right when a maul goes down.
And it didn't look like it was taken down either, so it just went down of its own volition. So it's an opportunity for RMC to clear their lines here. See if the instability we saw in the first half carries over into the second. This, again, RMC having difficulty against this Concordia
completely
pack.
wheeled, unable to see what's happening, and Concordia lost their bind.
Slipped their bind. Wow.
Probably a little bit lucky given how dominant Concordia was for RMC to get that penalty.
Most definitely. Like I said, this is an opportunity for RMC to get themselves out of jail here. And put this ball down the field.
See if they take advantage of the wind.
Oh, he shanked that.
Just went off the side of the boot.
An opportunity for counterattack. Oh, he doesn't move the ball. It looks like that's been spilled forward by Concordia. No indication from the referee at this point. But RMC have turned the ball over. Now rolling away. Again, RMC get an opportunity to hopefully this time find touch. Isaiah Andrews.
I think they're working a little bit more with the wind. There is going down the field as well as across the field, so this wind should help them going this direction. A little bit of a stab there. Probably didn't get as many meters as he would have hoped.
The regular kicker is sitting in the bin, unfortunately, so Isaiah Andrews having to take over the kicking duties.
Full line out again from RMC, it looks like. Do they have... they have a forward in the 9 spot.
I think there's only 6 there. It's a better ball. Oh, unlucky.
That's right. 6. There's 5 plus 1. And Concordia takes it on a
line
turnover,
break here.
moving the ball as they should.
Oh, he sold.
Show and go.
He bought the farm on that one. And number 12, dots down under the post.
Brendan McKenzie, center in his 2nd year from Ottawa, Ontario. Concordia really happy now. Have really found their groove in the 2nd half. That was a great ball, moving the ball off a turnover. A lot of coaches have a general 2-pass rule after a turnover.
Well, he sold that dummy really well, and there's just no answer from RMC on that one. Yeah, the inaccuracy, you can see it when balls don't go to hand off the line out. It becomes a 50-50 play. And good by the scrum half from Concordia to move that ball quickly.
Absolutely, people are out of position. People are flat when they should be deep when they're just getting the ball, but they did a really good job adjusting and just attacking and creating depth by hitting the ball at pace.
And RMC, of course, playing a man down in the backs. You already have an overlap. And that's through.
After du chapeau.
So Concordia now lead 36-3 over RMC.
Should be seeing quite a few subs starting to come in.
You wonder how much fatigue is a factor as you get into the second of these games played in fairly close succession.
Absolutely, and especially as a coach.
That's not going 10. Unlucky.
Concordia here has an option. They can choose to scrum or have another kick, and they're going to elect for the scrum.
Yes, if I'm Concordia here, I'd be opting for the scrum. They've been very dominant in the 2nd half.
Yeah, especially with so much open field on that right-hand side. They've been really successful going left to right down that wing. We see a sub from RMC, number 19 coming in. Josh Andrews.
They opt to go to the right. Oh, well charged.
Really good job from RMC coming up hard off the line, not giving them any space. Forcing the grubber not to see a channel to ground and get hit off RMC going into touch.
Looks like Concordia here opting for a 4-man lineout.
Midfield lineout gives you tons of options to be able to go wide.
Especially,
right up the middle.
Especially with the reduced numbers in the line, you do have a pod already outside, so you can attack in midfield. RMC looked to have made the gain line again. Sorry, Concordia.
Did a really good job of coming off the line, but they just didn't make the tackle, and Concordia going for a nice long run, moving the ball. Don't
There's-
get
there's
quite
that-
to the 15, but there's that Gregan again, that back inside pass. Really good job, great leg drive, taking multiple RMC players to take him down. Concordia is there for a quick ruck.
Little loose pass there. Looks like RMC have retained.
Unclear. Concordia has the ball. They did steal it and then got tackled immediately.
And turned over RMC off a loose pass.
RMC really needs to move the ball here. They have space out wide. They're going to go to a forward crashing ball through the middle. See Concordia.
Oh,
really
unfortunately
tight.
knocked on there. It's an unlucky turnover.
Concordia incredibly tight there on defense.
50 meters from your own line. I'd be opting for a little safety there, just to clear the lines, especially with the wind. But
They have, especially with the wind on their side.
mind you, you're down 36-3 with 13 minutes and change to go.
Yeah. So looks like another sub is coming in, or is that the yellow card coming back? Looks like that's the yellow card coming back, number 15,
Glenn Butler.
Glenn Butler.
Yeah. We do have a substitution for the hooker. Going off Matt Young. Didn't see the number of the substitute. We'll get that for you as soon as we can see his number. Concordia have really shown their domination here in the second half with these set pieces. Both the scrum and the lineouts have been functioning fairly well.
Yeah, they're a totally different team in the second half than what we saw in the first half, for sure. Nice one-channel ball, quick delivery, 8-man pick.
There's an opportunity here. Sets him up and goes over for the try.
Good footwork on the edge there. Nice ball by number 15. And then passing to number 24, you've heard his name is Lot, out there, Chaffo.
He's had a whale of a game so far, and that was an excellent swerve to avoid the tackle and dot it down.
Really good footwork on that long pass, and also staying in the edge, being patient for that ball. (36-3) the score right now, a little inside out.
Yep, that's a really, really nice move to finish that off. Very clinical. Concordia now up 41-3. Conversion to come. This will not be an easy one. But he seems to have figured this out over this afternoon.
Good respect from the crowd here for the kicker. Love to see that in rugby.
Well struck, but just a little to the right of the right-hand post. It's 11 and change to go here in the second half. Concordia lead 41, RMC 3. More substitutions, I believe, coming on here for RMC. Nice long restart.
Really long restart. Oh, looks like it bounced in.
No, it's gone out on the
went
full.
Straight out. All right. Ball goes straight out. Concordia here could opt for
Looks like they're opting for
line-out
the
scrum or re-kick.
they're opting for the scrum at center. They had good success from the last time on the restart that went short.
Yeah, getting that 8-man pick and releasing the rest of the backs.
Concordia have lined their backs up to the left here. So the open side is wide open. A little early shove from RMC here. Referee opts for the restart. I believe he's explaining just to hold off on the shove until Ball's ready to be presented.
Lots of chatter on our YouTube feed. Looks about 230 watching off YouTube.
Thank you for joining us.
It's great that this competition is available for viewership both on YouTube and through the Rugby Network.
Concordia are making the gain line here, which, you know, it's excellent when you're the attacking side, but not so good when you're defending, because you're always on the back foot.
Looks like it's taking a couple of RMC players to make every tackle here, and Concordia releasing a little bit on the wing there. 2 players from RMC coming in again.
Well
Don't
clean.
quite get the steal.
It was well cleaned out there. Again, good 5 meters made.
RMC is on the
in
back
contact.
foot. They're coming off the line now. There you go. 3 individuals now don't want Concordia to get any room to run. They really don't like that open field running with the ball from Concordia.
And there it is again. Open them up like a can of beans. Concordia attacking here.
One-on-one on the outside.
And no contest.
Number 10 from Concordia going in. Luca Milne from Dublin, Ireland. 3rd year with Concordia.
Turning into a bit of a track meet here in the second half.
Looking at Concordia's roster, they're really, really young, which is really great to see. I shouldn't say young, I said they're early in their university careers. Lots of 1st and 2nd years. But you're right, Concordia's starting to run away with it now.
Yeah, you can just see the fatigue creeping into RMC's game. That was just well played pass.
Really good job by the 9 seeing the space, the 10 calling for it and taking it on the outside. That's where the space was. Unfortunately, RMC not able to adjust to where the ball was going.
I think that's been part of RMC's problem is they have to overcommit to the tackle and to contesting the breakdown, and then they end up disjointed in defense.
Absolutely, you put 2 and 3 in a tackle, another individual perhaps counter-rucking, trying to slow the ball down, and suddenly you're seriously undermanned once the ruck gets out.
Well struck.
Trying to use
Hung
the
up.
wind.
And he's bisected the post. Well done.
Beautiful adjustment.
48 Concordia, 48 RMC 3. The result no longer in doubt.
How much does Concordia now start putting in their bench, saving people for Sunday, maybe getting some fresh legs in for the rest of the day? Who knows who they'll be playing on Sunday? That will be game up next with the Dinos and Dalhousie.
Certainly an opportunity to to get players some experience at this level, with the game no longer in doubt.
Good job from Concordia. Nice wide ball from number 9 off the ruck, who found space.
He's called that a forward pass.
Concordia try scored by number 10, Luca Milne. The conversion after is also good by number 24.
It looks like there are some substitutions coming in now. Number 26. So the entire tight 5 have been substituted for in the open side flanker.
Fortunately, we don't have a number 26 listed on our roster, so we can't tell you who that is.
Actually, it is. It's Joey Pinkley Kindle.
You found it.
It's right at the bottom.
Off the page.
I also think the coach may be a practicing physician, because penmanship not exactly his forte. Some well contested tackles here by Concordia. RMC having difficulty making the gain line here.
Concordia getting a lot of confidence doing the tackle and in the ruck situations to counter ruck. Really hard up by the line from Concordia, putting RMC under pressure about 10 meters back from where the ruck was. RMC still holding on to possession though, and a kick likely coming. Here it goes. big chase by the winger, but he must have been offside if it's coming all the way back. And he was.
Yep. That's unfortunate because there was actually a good kick chase on there. Concordia opting to go for the corner here. Just under 5 minutes to play. Concordia 48, RMC 3. Concordia now have a line out at 17 meters from RMC's try line here.
Peter Pender, the referee, did a really good job of getting control for the game at the end of that first half, and then the second half has been almost no issues.
It was getting a little bit scrappy there in the first half, and I think cooler heads have prevailed here.
Yeah.
So, oh well,
really big line out steal. You mentioned the height of that individual earlier.
Oh, Concordia driving again here. And he's dotted down, yes. They could go to the TMO here and I'd be able to tell them that he did in fact get that down.
Referee is going to check with his AR, assistant referee, on the sideline.
Number 16, Luca Sura.
Unsure by RMC's body position if they know if it was scored or not. And it looks like it's a try. I believe that puts Concordia over the 50-point mark now.
Sorry, that was Luca Scara. Again, that penmanship coming back to bite me. Oh, that was well played. Unfortunately, you just lost the sight of Luca getting that ball down, but that was a well played individual effort on his part.
Arthur Duchot stepping up again. Duchafo, excuse me. You can see everybody's really bundled up on the sidelines. Cold conditions to be playing in. And a big sideline kick. And it goes through.
Wow, that's a massive effort.
Really impressed by the first-year player. Wearing number 24, but playing in the centers.
Well, it's now time for the players of the game. For Concordia, number 8, Thomas Artman. And for RMC, number 7, Brandon Scribel. As RMC restart with a deep kick well inside the 22. Concordia bringing it back out, retaining possession.
Good ball from the ruck, number 9.
RMC starting to miss
Broken
tackles
3
now.
tackles now, that player.
Good 40 meters gained there with that line break. A little chip over the top. I think 22's offside here.
Good footwork at the back, gaining time from the RSC players, trying to see if he can get his teammates there before he goes into contact. Unfortunately, a penalty from a clear out. Player of the game from Concordia, already mentioned Thomas Artman. In his first year with Concordia as a back row player from Montreal West. And Brendan Scrivo, player of the game from RMC, also a back row player in his 4th year from Oakville, Ontario.
So we're in the last minute of play here. Concordia up 55, RMC 3.
Again, the strength of the top 5 seeded really showing here with Concordia breaking the 50 mark in a 60-minute game.
It's been a dominant effort in the second half, especially by Concordia. Ooh, playing the man in the air there, looked like.
Number 9 has done a really good job of moving the ball away from the point of contact with those long passes, taking advantage of his strong pass from the base. Haven't seen a lot of pick and goes since the beginning of the game.
Just
Looks like it's
inches
almost on
away
the
from the line. It is now, and a try has been awarded.
Concordia not letting up at all. In
Number
the last
25,
few
I
seconds.
believe.
Number 25 is very happy about that score.
25, Anthony. Again, penmanship, really a problem
Gonna
for
make
me
a big
here.
guess. Anthony Giannatsis. No, that's a center.
He's slightly a little bigger than the center, so I'm pretty
I
sure
want to
that's
say Andrew Augustus
I think that's right.
from Montreal, Quebec. Andrew, if that's not you, we apologize.
Like I said, I've seen better scripts with penmanship than this one, but anyway.
We do what we can here in the booth. Really fortunate. The Queen staff putting on the stream for to be seen on YouTube and the Rugby Network.
So this should be the last play of the game here. Looks like he's pushed that to the right.
A little bit of a stab on
And
that
the referee
one.
blows the final whistle. Final score, Concordia 60, RMC 3. That was a well-played match for about 30 minutes.
Yeah, Todd, you know, it was highly contested for sure in the first half, but more so from mistakes rather than both teams showing that finesse and really strong rugby play. Credit to Concordia for really coming out firing in that second half and never letting up. I hope they're happy with that performance in the second half. RMC, credit to them as well. Not giving up, certainly tough to have that type of scoreline on you know, your home city, but a great opportunity for all the gentlemen on the pitch to be playing in a national championship.
Oh, for sure, and you can see, you know, there's a lot of desire on the part of RMC, you know, to contest.